It all starts in the city of Seoul in 202X inside a very fancy building. Inside, the place is luxurious and dark while someone watches a cool video. Suddenly, urgent news pops up and totally kills his vibe. They announce that the shareholders' meeting of the Sanjeon Group ended after a long 13 hours. After much drama, Jeon Seong-guk was chosen as the new president. Now he rests peacefully in his room after hearing the big announcement. Compared to the former presidents, he laughs a lot at the scandals they faced. Seong-guk, wearing a comfortable robe, asks everyone to praise him even more, imagining employees bowing before him and feeling proud of the effort to get there. They show how he studied a lot and kept his younger siblings in line. Seong-guk says he solved his uncle's problems and a really boring marriage. Boasting a lot, he mentions a poll that says he's the most likable guy. With a glass of wine in hand, the guy thinks he owns Samjeon. Then he promises a fresh start and says he'll clean up all the old mess. He plans to fire the allies of Jeon Tae-guk, who he never liked anyway. Suddenly, something scares him badly and sends the guy into total panic. Coughing hard, he screams out loud, feeling a crazy pain all over his body. With a sharp pain in his chest, Seong-guk collapses on the floor breathless. Stunned, he stares at something so strange it feels unbelievable. It's revealed that his grandfather, the founder of Sanjeon Group, died of a heart attack. Seong-guk swears something like that would never happen to him. Right after, someone calls a baby and gently touches its little face. A young couple admires the tiny newborn who looks very cute. That's Seong-guk, who just reincarnated as a small baby. Desperate, he screams loudly, trying to understand what happened to him. But the new parents only see the baby crying non-stop there. The scene shifts to several simple homes in a poorer part of the city, where a mother looks at her son and smiles with deep affection in her eyes. Thinking he's too adorable, she gives him a very cute nickname. Kim So-young, 21 years old, asks if the dad thinks the baby is cute too. Jeon Ji-seong, the father, says he's cuter than celebrity babies. The mother says Seong-guk is lucky to be such a charming baby. After that, the two look at the little one who's sleeping peacefully. Annoyed, the baby thinks luck doesn't explain anything about this situation. Ji-seong notices that the boy threw the pacifier really far away. Seong-guk is way too outraged about this new baby life. Feeling really down, he remembers the strong body he had in his past life. Before, he was tall and perfect, but now he's a chubby baby. All of this feels like a horrible nightmare to him at the moment. He thinks this situation is ridiculous and hard to bear now. The young couple, both former orphans, laugh about becoming parents even without much money. Seong-guk thinks about the expensive wine he used to drink to celebrate. Now the mother says it's time for the baby to have his milk. The baby complains a lot about the bad taste of the formula milk, but soon he starts liking it and feels quite satisfied with it. Drinking it all, he realizes how annoying it is to have to eat like this. The parents cheer happily that he's eating so well now. Ji-seong kisses the baby and Seong-guk hates all that affection from him. Remembering his adult life, he thinks all this is totally absurd. The worst part for him is the overly affectionate way of his new parents in this life. While the couple spoils the baby, he thinks they're way too affectionate. Lying quietly, Seong-guk reflects on having parents for the first time now. Alone in his thoughts, he remembers something really heavy from the past. His biological parents abandoned him when he was still very little. The mother says he has to manage on his own and that she's going to work. Ji-seong says the oldest always has to take care of the younger ones. To the youngest brother, he tells him to ask Tae-guk for help if needed. Just remembering that makes his anger grow a lot in that moment. Seong-guk thinks it's not the time to get emotional over that. With teary eyes, he can't fall asleep now. Even so, they say babies always end up falling asleep quickly. Noticing he's tired, the mother suggests resting right after that. Admiring the sleeping son, she tells the father to relax a bit too. The couple plans something together while she complains about his work. Ji-seong turns on the TV and asks her to enjoy the moment with him. A news report talks about a scandal involving President Jeon Ji-seong. They mention bribery and a major investigation against the president on TV. They show a mysterious man wearing sunglasses and a hat on the screen. Ji-seong was interrogated, and that makes the baby wake up suddenly. Too scared, Seong-guk sits up to see the TV now. So-young asks the father if he saw the baby sit up by himself like that. On the screen, his grandfather's face appears and leaves him in total shock. The family watches the news talking about a scandal in the Samjeon company. Jeon Ji-seong appears in court due to serious corruption charges involving politicians. Seong-guk thinks all of this is a ridiculous joke and laughs to himself. He sees the man on TV and is sure it's his grandfather, who had already died. The boy is shocked by the scene while the mother watches him worriedly from the corner. He says he would never forget his grandfather's striking face, no way. Then he starts remembering the year he turned 10 years old. The grandfather was caught giving expensive gifts to politicians and had to go to court. Seong-guk reflects on how money and the right connections rule everything in this world. He thinks it's way too stupid to want to get rich slowly through hard, honest work. In his view, only broke people believe in that silly dream of poor couples. When he was little, Seong-guk pushed his grandfather's wheelchair in the crowded courtroom. That was just a well-staged play to fool those watching the trial. On that remarkable day, the boy showed he was the official successor of Jeon Ji-seong. Seong-guk ended up taking the place that belonged to his grandfather and his father before. But now seeing Jeon Tae-guk on screen, he's surprised and speechless. Furious, he keeps insulting his brother, calling him greedy and empty-headed. Tae-guk went to study abroad but ended up getting lost in nonsense over there. Seong-guk blames him for wanting to steal his place without deserving it and arrogantly. But the real problem wasn't suddenly turning into a baby out of nowhere like this. The boy wonders if he's gone back in time while his parents speak loudly to him. He screams loudly, furious that they stole his future and his former position. Seong-guk's new father calls in with a voice full of concern. After all this, the boy refuses the apple juice that the mother insistently offers. He tells her to stop messing up his plans, leaving her embarrassed. The woman gets sad about it and softly murmurs her son's name. At that exact moment, the father comes home tired from work. The man brings leftover meat from his job, where he works as an experienced chef. He wants to cook a really nice dish to cheer up his wife after everything. But she immediately says the problem is Seong-guk again, and he sighs. The father asks if the boy is still glued to the TV all day without stopping. The mother says he gets angry and cries if they change the news channel. The man suggests playing hide and seek with the boy to distract him a bit. Seong-guk holds his father's hand without much interest, but soon he demands the TV be turned back on, scaring the man on the spot. The boy says he doesn't have time for silly games right now. He needs to chase after important information to understand what's going on. Seong-guk wants to know exactly what's happening in the world out there right now, especially about his grandfather and the so-called simian group he heard about. The boy searches for useful clues to return to his original body from before. The mother tells him to stop with that and turns off the television mercilessly. She complains that he hasn't eaten anything all day and is way too skinny. Then she holds the baby in her arms tightly while he cries loudly without stopping. Seong-guk asks his mother to let him go already and stop struggling a little. He feels robbed because Tae-guk took his place in everything that was his. The boy wants everything he lost back from this crazy mess his life turned into. The woman tells the protagonist to rest a bit and clear his head for now. Tomorrow he can go back to watching the news, she assures him in a calm voice. The boy thinks that turning into a baby made him dumber and more confused than ever. He complains that his emotions are out of control and he can't take it anymore. When the mother gently caresses his head, he instantly knocks out fast. Lying in her warm arms, Seong-guk falls asleep without even realizing it. The father notices that the baby finally fell asleep and asks if she's okay after all that. The mother says she's really worried about their son and his behavior. He's almost 1 year old and only watches TV without saying anything yet. Then she confesses that she thinks she's failing as a mother and feels bad about it. The father reassures her, saying that their love will work out and comforts her a lot. A few days pass quickly, and the baby wakes up moving around a lot in his crib. Seong-guk feels trapped and desperate to get out of this boring baby situation. He tried to secretly watch the news for days but didn't find anything useful. The boy laments being stuck in a baby's body while the world keeps spinning normally. Suddenly, the mother appears in the room and calls for him with a very sweet voice. She asks if the baby still wants to know about the news or if he's tired of it. Seong-guk replies that he's tired of chasing it and doesn't want to try anymore. The mother suggests going out for a nice walk, and he agrees without thinking much. She wants to go to the market to buy food and see pretty flowers along the way. Outside, the day is beautiful with sunshine and the weather is pleasant for a stroll. The mother sees the neighbor on the street and asks if she's going to work early. The woman says she's dealing with something annoying and will leave later than usual. The two say goodbye as they go their separate ways on the quiet street. Seong-guk is amazed to find out the young neighbor runs an entire building by herself. They arrive at a noisy place with construction, high scaffolding, and scattered materials. The mother tells Seong-guk that they're at the market now and points to the entrance. She wants to get cheap beans to make a good and refreshing soup at home. The boy complains that she never stops talking and rolls his eyes. At that moment, he hears beams falling with a loud crash that echoes all around. Seong-guk panics about what's happening and looks around quickly. The beams nearly fall on him and his mother as chaos erupts around them. Debris falls quickly while the woman holds the child and screams loudly for help. A loud voice calls room 107, responding to her cry quickly. The neighbor sees So-young badly injured on the ground and becomes very worried. Murmuring softly, the mother says Seong-guk's name and recognizes the owner's daughter there. Even badly hurt, she hugs the boy, promising to keep him safe now. The protagonist whispers, "Mommy," several times in a trembling voice. Full of fear, the child begs his mother not to leave so soon. A paramedic arrives quickly and reports a serious emergency at the scene. He talks to the doctor about the nasty head injury of the patient there. At that exact moment, something strange suddenly catches So-young's attention. Groaning in great pain, the mother wakes up as her husband calls her in worry. Very relieved, the father says So-young's name as he sees her slowly open her eyes. Really nervous, he asks if she's okay and where she thinks she is now. Overwhelmed, the woman looks for Seong-guk, thinking he's gone for good. The husband points to the boy, clinging to her the entire time without letting go. Gratefully, the father says Seong-guk is safe despite the big scare. With much love, So-young soothes her son, assuring him everything is fine now. Truly happy, she holds the little one, saying he doesn't need to be afraid at all. Tears fall in streams as the boy cries uncontrollably without being able to stop. Deeply scared, Seong-guk admits the terror of seeing his mother hurt like that. Looking firmly, he asks if she truly knows the value of her own life. Calm and observant, the father watches the baby moving excitedly in the corner. Curious as always, Soo-myung asks her husband about the expensive hospital room. A bit embarrassed, he says her injury isn't that serious after all. Explaining calmly, the man says that doctors asked her to rest completely. Confused inside, she starts thinking about what it means to stay in bed all day. Discreetly as always, he reveals that it's because of her pregnancy now. Suddenly surprised, Soo-young agrees to rest for an entire week without complaining. Kind and attentive, the husband asks her to recover with calm and care. A soft cough interrupts the talk with a polite request for permission. The nurse gently informs that visiting hours are almost over now. Soo-young asks her son to rest peacefully, while the father says goodbye with love. Confident as always, she hands Seong-guk to her husband to take good care of him. Outside the hospital now, the father asks the boy if they should go home soon. A bus passes very close, but the fare is too expensive for them. With no money at all, the man wonders how to get back home without delay. Sad inside, Seong-guk notices how the family is once again out of money. Genuinely impressed, he praises the father's effort to support everyone there. Grateful in his heart, the boy remembers the immense love from his mother for them always. Truly tired, he falls asleep with great peace on his face. Right before falling asleep, he murmurs, "Dad," leaving the man surprised and happy. Super excited, the husband celebrates the boy, calling him dad with pride. Days later, fruits decorate the table at a simple and cheerful party. The family celebrates Soo-young's return with happiness in the air again. Wearing a beautiful traditional outfit, Seong-guk stands near a big jar there. Totally enchanted, the parents admire their cute little son with smiles. Laughing a lot together, they say the baby is more handsome than celebrities out there. Proud as always, the father repeats how he thinks the boy is just too beautiful. Slightly annoyed, Seong-guk thinks about the situation around him now. Reflective inside, he wonders if this is really a party at all. With a restless mind, he complains about the spending after so many recent high bills. Gradually changing his mind, he understands that love is always worth more than money. Calm and thoughtful, the boy realizes how important feelings truly are. Super happy, the parents celebrate their son as the best of the whole world. Playing with joy, they laugh at the baby's cheerful mischief in their arms. Determined in his heart, Seong-guk wants to help more at home from now on. Genuinely concerned, he notices that the parents don't manage their finances properly. Serious like never before, the boy predicts money problems in the near future. A loud doorbell sound suddenly distracts him from his thoughts. Curious as always, Soo-young asks who just arrived at the door in that moment. Kim Myung calmly introduces herself as the owner of the nearby building. She suggests the baby become a famous model one day, and offers to be the boy's godmother with affection. An ad pops up calling attention to auditions for cheerful child actors. They're looking for new child stars at Studio Building 0011, floor packed. Once there, the mother and baby observe the place, impressed by everything. Seong-guk finds the building decent and ridiculously expensive. Meanwhile, the mother fears they came for nothing, but the son completely disagrees. Way too excited, he insists that it's a rare golden opportunity. Days before that, the family discusses the child actor job seriously. A neighbor says the company needs a child for a quick commercial. With an extremely cold look, she analyzes the boy in a dry manner. Even so, she compliments his appearance with a faint smile. The mother highlights the little one's natural talent with clear pride. In her arms, Seong-guk makes a weird and really funny face. He assures that those born to shine will succeed and make money easily. Seong-guk reveals he grew up surrounded by cameras all his life. Makeup and posing have been basic skills for him since early on. That's why they once called him the hare who looks like an actor. More confident than ever, he plans to crush it and win the whole prize. After that, he wants to reinvest the money in something cool. Suddenly, he hesitates and wonders what he's even doing right now. The mother lets another woman with a baby go ahead of her. In the crowded elevator, the other baby stares at the very tense Seong-guk. Soo-young thinks the little one is way too cute, and the nanny says, "He's a rich hare." An elegant woman appears and immediately tells her to be quiet. Curious as always, she asks if Seong-guk's mother came for the audition. The mother quickly denies it, but the rival in green claims her son will win easily. That makes Seong-guk furious upon hearing her words now. The woman compliments the boy's fierce gaze, and the mother calls him too imposing. Seong-guk notices her chic style and the simple nanny by her side. The elevator stops quickly, and the doors open with a loud noise. Confident as ever, the rival repeats that she'll win the entire competition. The film crew tests Child 8 from a different side angle. Then the director asks for a look toward the camera, and the mother approves the quick take. Soo-young finds filming way too difficult, and Seong-guk confirms it with a slight nod. He thinks it's just a simple screen test for children. He observes how they check how the kids appear on the big screen now, and he notices the warm lights really bother the little ones for real. The crew calls Child 10 Lee Ja-hui in a big rush. The director reveals that the rival is the wife of the wealthy Deepung paper owner. Seong-guk recognizes the company as a decent mid-sized business. Challenging as always, he wants to see what she's really capable of now. Smiling brightly, the director calls Jae for his turn in the test. He asks for a big smile, but the boy looks uncomfortable with all of it. The mother insists that he smiles soon, but the boy still seems lost. Right after that, he bursts into loud, non-stop crying. The director says the crying is ruining the whole shoot now. The mother quickly disagrees and firmly asks the crew for patience. Other children wait anxiously, but she complains about the staff's rush. A man is now analyzing the baby's files with full attention. He asks the assistant to take the mother and the child outside right away. Furious like never before, she hears that the auditions will continue without her. The man calls Seong-guk loudly and So-young responds immediately with pride. He steps onto the stage with clearly visible attitude and confidence. Then the director announces his turn in the audition with a clear voice now. The mother smiles happily and murmurs her son's name softly. At that very moment, the rival bumps into So-young to get a better look at everything. Seong-guk promises to show how real success is done. He shines with cuteness and energy that charm everyone there. The man in blue and the mother are surprised by his talent, prompting the man to suggest the boy come closer to him quickly now. He compliments the side profile shots, which are coming out absolutely great. He asks for a cute pose and Seong-guk nails it with his stylish rocket jacket. The crew brings props to highlight his pose even more now. Truly impressed, the man finds everything amazing and way too perfect. Meanwhile, the rival with brown hair gets irritated hearing that Seong-guk is a born genius. The director quickly calls the child a genius and wants to sign a contract right away. Surprised, the mother asks if Seong-guk is really that good. Soon a man rushes over to speak with her. Kwak Jo-na introduces himself with an enthusiastic smile. Eager to sign the contract, he questions the conditions. Suspicious, the mother finds everything strange. Acknowledging the exaggeration, Kwak Jo-na highlights Seong-guk's talent. Amazed, he reports the boy's success in front of the cameras. Confidently, the man says the protagonist understood everything, and the boy agrees. Excited, Kwak Jo-na celebrates the possibility of working with the boy. Meanwhile, the mother gets lost in all the excitement. Bothered, she protests against what looks like a predetermined winner. Determined, the woman bets everything on Dawi as the best. The moment arrives to present the finalists, Seong-guk and Lee Jae-hee. Someone tells the family to wait in a side room. Tense, So-young senses the pressure in the air. Proud, she says her son's a finalist and considers him talented. Confident, the protagonist guarantees that no one can beat him. Nervous, the mother begins to doubt while an older woman watches. Kindly, the elderly woman asks if So-young needs anything, and she mentions the restroom. Helpful, the older woman assists the busy mother and suggests she go quickly. Curious, the elderly woman praises Seong-guk's impressive demeanor, but the other woman doubts what she's hearing. Annoyed, she protests against the comparison of her son to the protagonist. Furious, she threatens to fire the elderly woman because of it. Critical, the woman keeps talking, and the elderly lady admits her mistake. With a joke, Seong-guk expresses the wish to cheer the woman up with a gesture. Then the assistant director appears, embarrassed, offering apologies. Worried, the woman was about to call someone, but the man goes to find the person in charge. Determined, the assistant runs to get whoever is responsible for Seong-guk. Calmly, she explains that the mother left the boy with the elderly woman to talk. Honestly, the woman says she entered the competition to create memories with Jae-hee. Curious, the assistant asks if that's fair. Surprised, the protagonist hears the woman say that Jae-hee already won. Hesitant, the man agrees, but Seong-guk asks if it's true. It's revealed that the model was already chosen and the audition is just for show. The scheme of using children in a fake show is revealed. Cautiously, the man asks the woman to avoid trouble with the director. It's clear the boy has many awards while the director controls everything. Confident, the man says the child was well prepared, but the mother promises a tutor. Calm, the other mother wants a tutor for her son too. Sure of himself, the assistant thinks Jae-hee is better than the protagonist. Suggesting practice, the man sees the boy confused. Asking for calm, he tells Seong-guk to repeat something, and the boy gets nervous. Sneaky, the assistant gives a sly smile. Announced, the final audition shifts the mood to competition. It's decided the winner will be whoever speaks the lines with naturalness. Excited, Seong-guk's mother asks him to focus, and he gives a thumbs up. Loudly, the director shouts action to begin everything. It's explained that the test evaluates how well babies follow instructions. Guiding, the man adjusts the baby's position in front of the camera. Correcting, the woman says the boy is on the wrong side. Decisively, Kwak Jo-na suggests starting with Seong-guk and leaving the baby for later. Firmly, the director asks the assistant to read the lines, and he confirms. By comparison, the already rehearsed Jae-hee seems much better than the protagonist. The man thinks Seong-guk won't be able to say "at-pad," but happily the boy repeats it clearly with a huge smile. Shocked, the assistant didn't expect that reaction. Satisfied with it, the director says Seong-guk managed to truly surprise everyone. But Jae-hee's mother requests that they give her son another chance. The director, tired of the argument, observes how the baby is being held. He encourages the boy to try saying, "Daddy." Screaming, the child squirms while the mother holds him in her arms. Sadly, she lowers her head and says something is wrong. The woman swears she trained her son, but the director asks how. Resolutely, the assistant announces the end of the audition. He thanks and praises everyone's effort, and Seong-guk says it's over. Surprisingly, the announcement names Jae-hee as the winner. The protagonist is shocked and doesn't know what to say. The protagonist's mother is taken aback by the scene. She complains that something is off and can't believe what she's seeing. So-young defends her son, saying he nailed the audition. The assistant tries to calm everyone down but says being cute isn't enough to act. Jae-hee's mother provokes, saying success only comes from appearance. Arrogantly, she questions the worth of the others there. Even so, she thinks second place is enough for someone simple. Another woman acknowledges the rival's effort. She's exhausted and decides to leave the place. With indignation, Seong-guk's mother expresses sadness over the cruelty she witnessed. The protagonist tries to cheer up his mother. With a smile, he announces that everything is still on track. In the middle of a rush, the director apologizes and calls for Seong-guk's mother. Nervous, the man insists on talking to her. The boy reveals that Ji was always the favorite from the start. Irritated, he declares that cheating always ends up winning. Full of confidence, he assures that a clever man aims for bigger goals. Anxiously, the director wants to talk about contacts with the mother. Together with the woman and the baby, he curses the guilty ones as scumbags. Sadly, he suggests the audition was rigged by powerful people. The man apologizes to the boy for showing him something wrong. Then the director calls the protagonist for a commercial next week. Excited, the boy dreams of being a star and making money. He plans to use the profit to help his family. The mother is confused, but the man explains that backup babies are common. Worried, the boy thinks the plans might fail. The desperate director begs for the mother's help. She fears for her son's health in the middle of all this. Enthusiastically, the protagonist agrees to shoot the commercial. The director praises the boy's understanding. Then he hands over a card with contacts for future projects. Near Seoul, a film set is buzzing with activity. So Young and the baby watch everything, finding it amazing. Impressed, she says she's never seen anything like this in the forest. Friendly, the assistant arrives saying hello. The protagonist stares at the corrupt director with fury. Then the man offers to take the woman and the baby to the waiting room. Calmly, he guides the two along a simple path. The boy is surprised and can't believe what he's seeing. The assistant shows a washing machine from Samjeon. Another guy praises the product, saying the family loved it. Annoyed, the earlier woman asks why those people are there. She complains to the assistant about the losers on set. So-young explains they were called as backups. The assistant says replacements are useful if anything goes wrong. A woman insists the main model is fine. Her son gets stressed because she seems to say the opposite. Furious, the woman calls So-young useless and tells her to leave. Someone complains about the noise and introduces the actress Im Sin-mei. Curiously, she asks if the babies are the chosen ones. The assistant shows the two babies, one a backup and the winner. Approaching, she chooses the one who cries when he sees her. She's disappointed by the child's reaction. Sadly, she assumes the baby doesn't like her. The protagonist introduces himself to the lead actress. Charmed, she finds the boy adorable. The mother is happy that he agrees with the compliment. Shocked, the other mother sees the actress prefer this baby. She grabs the blonde woman's arm tightly. The actress asks her to calm down and let go right away. Now irritated, she asks who this nosy woman even is. A hand suddenly touches her shoulder. Confused, a man asks what's going on there. The actress introduces him as the vice president. He says he didn't miss the chance to join the campaign. The boy can't believe it and thinks all of this is impossible. That's John Jae-young, Seong-guk's father and vice president of Samjeon. Curious, the boy wants to know more about John Ja-hyun, vice president of Samjeon now. Described as ordinary, he's nowhere near the level of his father, President John Jushin. Even so, the late vice president was good at what he did every day. He led the company through a crisis and helped it grow a lot with effort. He bet on new ideas and quickly became a famous leader in business. In short, John Jae-hyun was a successful vice president within the whole team. But Seong-guk says he failed as a husband and father at home. Remembering that brings pain to the protagonist every time he thinks about it. He says his father had several mistresses over the years. Suddenly, a woman recognizes Seong-guk from a distant time in the past. The boy stares at his father's forgotten mistress in total surprise. That woman is none other than Im Sin-mei, who appears now. She says she's filming with children and is very fond of one boy in particular. Watching everything, a man thinks the boy is really clever. He greets the little one politely with a very friendly smile. The protagonist calls the man Dad, which deeply shocks his current mother. A heavy atmosphere takes over the man in that tense moment. Soon after, someone in a suit tells him he has to leave immediately. The father from the past says he's late for an important meeting. He asks them to take care of the filming with a serious and concerned look now. The mother of another child is terrified by all of this. Hesitating a bit, she accepts a tough task, but the boy says it's always hard to challenge John Ja-hyun. Seong-guk describes the man as a unique type in real life. He seemed like a silly womanizer, but shined with full force in business. John advises the boy to take care during the day's filming. He gives a quick smile before leaving the place now. After that, he walks away without ever looking back. The protagonist promises the father from his past a different life now. He declares that he found a family to protect with all his heart. Too ambitious, he wants to create a company bigger than Samjeon one day. He says they'll meet again in the near future. Shouting loudly, the director's assistant tells everyone get ready quickly. He says the director will arrive soon to start everything here. He asks the child models to wait quietly without making a mess. Smiling oddly, the protagonist says the past has become the present again. He and his mother face the rival with a sharp and mischievous look. A fun washing machine commercial starts filming. It shows a mother carefully cleaning the father's sweaty shirt. The shirt becomes sparkling white, and the baby happily calls out to the dad. The final shot focuses on the truly clean and new machine. This old commercial was a hit, and the child actor quickly became famous. Knowing what comes next, the protagonist gives a sly smile now. Shunmei complains that she doesn't want to film with the agitated baby at all. Too confused, she asks why the boy has been acting so strange lately. She says he gets angry whenever she comes near him. Seong-guk's mother finds the boy's behavior strange all day. Proudly, the protagonist says he gave the boy a brilliant idea yesterday. He says that if the boy messes things up, he'll get to go home earlier. Even as babies, the two boys seem to understand each other too well. The director thinks the commercial isn't working and suggests switching the model quickly. Owen complains that the winner deserves full spotlight in the video now. Kwak Juna says the baby won't stop interfering with the actress no matter what. He demands a quick solution to finish filming that very day. The boy's mother explains over the phone that the grandfather adores the baby too much. Super nervous, the woman threatens to call the grandfather and change the whole crew. A shadow suddenly appears near her in that tense moment. Shunmei reacts by slapping the woman hard across the face. The director and the protagonist's mother watch the chaos in silence. Shaken like that, the woman is left speechless after the slap just now. She says what's happening there is absurd at that moment. Shunmei says she hates people who mess up the set without any reason always. She accuses the woman of acting entitled for having an important husband at the company. The director suggests restarting with the baby right away. The actress insists on filming with the protagonist, pointing to him now. Anxiously, she insists on reshooting with him right now. Seong-guk is pointed at once again by the excited staff. Surprised, both mothers are left speechless by this. Preparations begin when the director gives the signal quickly. Confused, another woman asks what's going on around there. Irritated, she complains they're filming the boy instead of Jae-hee. A voice criticizes the boy, calling him a troublemaker with no future. So-young tries to protect the protagonist from that with total firmness. Suddenly, the camera shows a red light glowing brightly. Seong-guk says he's followed it to the end before calmly. Smiling, the protagonist looks into the lens with naturalness and confidence. Even so, the director thinks it's hard to act that quickly. The filming begins and Seung-mi speaks to the baby with gentle affection. Grabbing the clothes, the boy now lets out an extremely cute gaddy. Happy, the director cheers over the scene captured so well. The main camera follows the baby in action with focus. Tenderness fills the moment as the mother holds the little one in her arms. The baby's rosy cheeks steal the attention across the entire screen. Impressed, the director notices the smart boy's steady gaze. The actress admires Seong-guk with a wide smile. In disbelief, she wonders how he can act so well. Showing a card, the assistant guides the scene clearly. Excited, Sunmei says the baby truly loves clean clothes. Presenting the product, she calls it trustworthy for everyone. Together, mother and baby smile to wrap up the shoot with charm. Satisfied, the director praised the perfect result this time. The whole team finds the performance amazing and very cool. Even so, someone finds it all ridiculous for some reason. The furious woman complains angrily about the choice of the protagonist. Kwak Juna questions the boy as a rookie actor with no experience. Tired, So-young and her son look worn out after all this. Someone tries to calm Seong-guk's mother with kind words. Shunmi criticizes an actress, saying she never improves. A woman mocks the other child loudly during the shoot. Praising the protagonist, the actress compares him to the weaker rival. The other boy's mother curses the crew out loud. Demanding answers, she confronts the assistant with a serious tone. Kwak Juna complains about his salary with disgust and a grimace. Calmly, the man suggests talking later somewhere else. The woman criticizes the commercial as something really bad. She threatens to sue and increases the tension with loud shouting. Apologizing, the director speaks gently to Seong-guk's mother. Grateful, she says the man worked really hard for them. Kwak Juna thanks the protagonist for the success with sincere emotion. Informing everyone he gives permission to leave right now. Cheerfully, the baby enjoys the ride home with a happy So-young. The boy notices his mother's fatigue and asks her to rest. Smiling, Sunmei now watches the pair with shining eyes. Offering a ride, she invites them into her van. The baby drools a lot while sleeping peacefully in the back seat. Chatting in the car, the woman finds the little one's sleep too cute. So-young thanks her warmly and talks to Sinmei the whole way. Confused, she hears that the boy deserves congratulations himself. Shunmei praises the boy's performance with pride. Truly impressed, she highlights his talent with the camera. The actress observes everything and notices the perfect harmony between the two. With admiration, she praises the boy's full presence on screen. Shunmei firmly declares and now calls the boy a complete actor. The mother is startled and takes in the compliment about her son with surprise. Excited, Sunmei suggests something new while talking to So-young. The protagonist slowly wakes up and opens his still sleepy eyes. The actress proposes something mysterious and leaves a suspenseful air. Mother and boy are truly shocked by what she said. The boy lights up with excitement and asks eagerly if it's real. Returning to the cheerful family's home, the neighbor arrives showing money and says it's 4 million won. Everyone is surprised by the smart baby's high payment. This little one earned 1 million more than the parents expected. Someone comments that choosing a baby actor was truly a genius idea. The protagonist smiles and says money is the best thing in life. The family discusses together how to use the 4 million won. The father is happy because he's never had that much money in his hands before, but the mother seems uneasy with everything happening now. He asks what's wrong as she quickly calls the landlord. The mother shows a card that actress Im Sin-mi gave her last night. Shocked, the landlord stares at the famous actress's business card. That card is from Sinsung Entertainment, the actress's agency. So-kyung says Im Sin-mi really liked their cute baby and wants to make him an exclusive actor for her company soon. Curious, the landlord asks if that's really true. The father says maybe they want to make the baby famous and the mother isn't sure. The neighbor finds the little one's success incredible and happily supports him. Then she promises to investigate more about this strange situation now. The woman says she's heard about Sinsung Entertainment before and plans to check who's in charge there and how they treat rookie actors. So-kyung thanks her for the support, and the protagonist is impressed by her effort. The neighbor congratulates the baby for his first job in a cool commercial. She says the video will be out in 2 weeks and runs off to handle something. In a hurry, So-kyung waves goodbye to the family quickly. The landlord asks if the mother is okay, and she shakes her head no. Curious, the mother wants to know why they're getting so much help like this. The neighbor says she saw talent in the baby and always supported the young couple. She simply wanted to give them some support during this special moment. Alone since she was young, she saved money to buy that old property. The woman thanks them for moving nearby and wishes them success. She was just being curious and So-kyung doesn't need to worry about that. Surprised, the mother listens to all of this attentively now and asks if she can call the other woman Unnie like a cool older sister. The neighbor wants to treat them like family and even cook something delicious later. Delighted, she talks about the warmth of that lively home and accepts the nickname Unnie with a big smile on her lips. The protagonist hears the two of them deciding how they'll call each other from now on. The father just observes and asks what the boy is doing there standing still. Together, they talk about the nice weather outside. A message shows that 2 weeks had already flown by since that day. The father says the store closed earlier so the family could enjoy themselves. He calls the boss, who owns a good food store. Grateful, the father thanks him for closing early so they could all watch the commercial together. The boss says the store's big TV will help everyone watch. Excited, the man wants to see his son's first commercial on the big screen now. Unnie arrives running and asks if she's not late for the premiere. So-kyung invites her in to watch with the gathered family and says she arrived at just the right time because it feels like a movie is starting. The father announces that the commercial is about to start and asks everyone to sit down quickly. Someone comments on the nice weather outside, but the laundry at home is dirty. In the commercial, Soon-mi asks her son what to do about the mess. Seong-guk's mother points to him on the TV, full of motherly pride. The video features a new washing machine that solves everything quickly. The actress talks about the baby's clothes and he calls out to his dad on screen. Smiling, the little one looks at the camera with a lot of charm. The family watches the commercial full of excitement and cheers. The boss shouts that the clothes came out perfect with that new washing machine. Unnie thinks the commercial is absolutely amazing and claps hard now. Seong-guk praises the editing and bets it could even win a good prize. The father tells his son that he's super proud of him in this special moment and says the boy is handsome and well-mannered, but the little one asks him to stop. The boss answers the phone and says the store is closed today, but he's shocked by something he hears on the other end of the line now. The director says he filmed with Seong-guk and knows everyone watched together. He called because he has something urgent to discuss with the smart boy's family. A smiling young man appears holding a piece of paper in his hand at the end.